We're going to talk about those little slides today. They're really nice little licks that you can add to your blues playing. But before we get into that, there's a couple things I wanted to cover. One, I wanted to let you know that I do have a live coming up on the 27th, and it's at 6 p.m. here in California. So it's a Tuesday, and if you are interested in joining us, it's a half an hour. I'll be taking questions, and I'll think of things that we can add to it. Last time we did it, I took you on a tour of my Hall of Strings. I don't know what I'm going to do this time. I have to think it out. But in any case, if you are interested, if you go to where it's announced on my channel, there is a place where you can hit a reminder to make sure that it sends you a reminder on the date. Okay, so if you need that, it is there. All right. So the other thing is, let's see, what was the other thing? Oh, I had some questions that did come up that I wanted to answer, and one was about humidification of my instruments. People have been asking about what do I do, because I do have some pretty nice instruments, and you know, are they being taken care of? I'm fortunate because I live in California, in an area where most of the time the humidity around here, even if it's hot, is halfway decent. Like today it was 100 degrees. When I looked at the humidity, it was 50. And so that's good. And so and most of the time it's somewhere around between 40. In the wintertime, sometimes it gets a little dry. If it's not rainy out, it can get dry. I don't know why, but maybe it's just the coldness that happens. But I do watch it, but I've not done anything. Everything, when I look at the guitars that I have, and I've had some for quite a while, they still look really good. So I don't think they're being abused. I just think that I'm fortunate that I'm in a place that most of the time the humidity is halfway decent. Does that mean I shouldn't do something? I probably should, but I'm not. So there you go. Okay, so there's that. And then the other question, actually it came up today, and I thought it was a good point. Somebody mentioned about the guitar holders. When your guitar sits against it for a long period of time, particularly Martin guitars, they tend to react with whatever plastics are on, or whatever it is they coat those guitar holders with. You'll notice when you look at your guitar that it can actually melt the finish. It does too, because I've seen it happen before. So what I've done is on the holders that I have, you'll notice if you ever look at my guitars again, you'll see that a number of them, I have little sleeves, or I call them socks. But I bought these sleeves that go on those guitar holders for that very reason. Not only does it give a soft place for the guitar to set, but it keeps your guitar from reacting to whatever chemicals are on those holders. So that's how I remedy that. Or, you know, of course, you can always keep it in a case. The guitar I had today, the Martin, it's not mine, so I cased it, and so fortunately it's not sitting on one of these stands someplace. So, and I wouldn't anyways. I don't want anything to happen to that guitar. It belongs to Tim, and he's very particular, and I don't blame him. And that's a beautiful instrument, so I don't want anything to go wrong with it. So it's back in the case, and so so that's that. All right. Oh, and one last thing. I just wanted to make a mention about the name of my channel. I call myself Guitar Notes and Notions, and there's a reason why I do that. Is because my channel, the mission of my channel is not to be an educator and teach you how to play guitar. It's to share tidbits. It could be anywhere from going to a guitar store, finding a new luthier or guitar maker or model and sharing that, or perhaps a device, or perhaps something I'm working on that I'm fixing. It's anything that has to do with acoustics. the notes and the notions about them is what I share on this channel. So that's why, I don't know if you've noticed, I don't necessarily stay on one subject. I tend to jump around a little bit, is because that is the way I designed this particular channel. So if you have a subject or something that you think, hey, that might be interesting, I might have to look it up and learn about it myself. But I appreciate it when I get ideas and thoughts from everyone as to what I can add, whatever content you'd like to see that, you know, could be quality content and hopefully quality content and be of interest to everybody. All right. So I'm going to leave it right there and let's get into our lesson. I try to keep these down to like 12 or 13 minutes. So let's move on. And so I wanted to show you today 3 little licks. They're slides. This is one, that's one, and that's one, that they are good to use when you're playing the blues. And so generally, or commonly, you'll see the blues in the key of E, and it's done in a 1-4-5. So you're playing with E's and A's and B's. Okay, and so these little licks, they really sound good with it, I think, and it just adds a little flavor. So let's try the first one. So the first one's a little slide. Now the way I do it is, as you'll notice, I hope this is where you can see it well. Let me move over a little bit. I want you to see my hand too down here. Okay, so on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, because I'm counting up 1, 2, 3. I put my middle finger and I slide it up to the 4th fret. Okay. See that? Now, when you hear that, it sounds good. It's kind of a neat little slide, and it goes with that E. But the thing is that we have 2 open E strings. We got this one and this one. So because we're in E, why not add those to that note and see if it gives you a little more? Okay, so let's try it. There he is. So it gets a little sassier, right? So how did I do that? Well, I'm using my fingers, the 3 fingers, like I always tell you, the first 3 strings, 1, 2, and 3, these 3 fingers are dedicated to it. So my ring finger is on the 1st string, and that's the open E, so the ring finger is going to be playing that, and my pointer finger's on the 3rd string, so it's going to be playing this right here, right? So those 2 are going to be doing all the work. See that? And my middle finger is not doing anything but going for the ride. And you could add other notes to it, but okay. All right, so that's the first one. You don't have to slide it. You can just play it that way. Okay, so it's just a really neat lick, okay? Okay, let's do the next lick, okay? You ready? All right, so this one, basically, I'm playing the 2nd string, got my pointer finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, playing that C. Then I go to the 3rd string, 2nd fret, put my middle finger. Okay, oops. Okay, so there we have it. So we're playing those 2 notes, and what I do is I pluck them with pointer finger, middle finger. Okay, because that's their strings. Back to E again. That's our other one. There's a new one. There's the old one, or the first one. Okay? So try that one when you're playing the blues. Okay, now the third one I want to show you is one I've shown you before. Okay, so this one, you're going to take your pointer finger, put it on the 3rd string, 4th fret. You're going to take your middle finger, put it on the 4th fret, and the E string, or the 1st string. Again, use these 2 fingers. The middle finger's not doing anything. And you just move back a fret at a time. And then close it with an E. Okay? Or if you want, you can play it, you can alternate your picking. See it? Okay? And that's the E. So let's try it. So we're going to end that right there, and you take those 3 little licks and get creative with it. Try it out. Play those chords. There's a lot of different videos out there on the 12-bar blues. You know, if you can find one, get in the groove, because they're usually playing an E, and they'll usually just use those chords. E, and then to A. So... It's a lot of fun. Well, so we're going to leave it right there, and I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you are in this world. Thanks for listening in.